Like how you used to be a cop? Was that before you were a bouncer at Club Amorous? Zenith finally looked like he was calming down. A smile finally returned to his face. He got close to me and wrapped an arm around my shoulder, pulling me close before he spoke. Tell you what, David. It's been a long time since I've been able to spend some one-on-one time with someone like this. It's nice. I'm tired of hiding here at the shooting range. Tired of taking up odd jobs here and there to forget about shit. I'm tired of running. I want to do something normal for once. I want to do something nice. Something relaxing. I peered up at Zenith, dwarfed by his size. Despite that, I felt warm. I felt relaxed against him, protected. Upon hearing his words, my ears perked up as I grinned. Picnic! That's all the things we do in this fucking game. We go to picnics here and there. Did I really just blurt that out? Well, I'd better roll with it. You heard me. Picnic. You want to do something nice? Let's have a picnic. Bitch. Zenith smiled down at me. The smile nearly made me melt against his chest. It didn't take long for him to burst into laughter, though. He squeezed me close to his body for a hug before letting me go, clapping me on the back with that large hand of his again. Almost knocked me out again. A picnic? You know, that sounds fucking amazing. I could go for a picnic with you, David, and since you're so curious about me, we could talk about whatever you want. You want to know about my past? I'll fill you in. You want to ride home? I'm exhausted after all that. I nodded to him. Who am I to pass up a free ride? We chatted about nonsensical things the whole way home. I held off on the serious questions until our next date, so as not to spoil the mood. Wait, did I just say date? Was I falling for this guy? Oh no, am I falling in love? That's it? That was our first encounter? Well then. That was quite, that was pretty cool. I like that part with the shooting range, you know? Yeah, that was pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, let's see what happens next, y'all. Gal Zennith. Hello, baby. Whoa, I didn't expect Zenith to text so soon. He must really be serious about this. Why the heck are all the profile pictures of people that I get numbers to, why are they all shirtless? How did I get that picture? How? Morning, David. I've got some free time this afternoon if you wanted to go to have that picnic. Can't say I've ever been this excited for a picnic before, but, well, fuck me. I've been surprised by a lot of things this weekend. Just let me know if you want to come out to the park today, yeah? Let's hang. Let's go, dude. Duh, of course I want to see you again, Zenith. I'll be right out. I'll even be on time this time. I made sure to leave early this time, as not to get screwed over by any traffic. I didn't know what Zenith would be bringing, so I brought my own blanket as well as some snacks. I'd stayed up all night preparing food for the two of us. Potato salad, jello with whipped cream, and some cheese. The thought of spending some proper time alone with the large dragon made my pussy quiver. When I finally got to the park, I was relieved to see Zennith sitting beside a tree. It was a beautiful morning. The weather was nice and cool and the sun was shining high in the sky without a cloud in sight. Perfect picnic weather. As I got closer, I noticed that the muscular dragon seemed to be catching a few Z's by the tree. I grinned wickedly to myself as I approached. I'm gonna lick his asshole while he's sleeping. Slap his back heartily. Flirtly approach. I guess flirt. What a perfect opportunity to be cute. I set down the picnic gear for just a moment, and I sat down beside Zenith. His form was so much larger than mine. I was easily able to snuggle right up to him without a care in the world. With my head leaned back against his chest, I peered up. Morning, Mr. Falling Asleep on Me already?
Get the fuck off me, you bitch.
As I peered up, I saw one of Zenith's eyes crack open to look down at me. A small grin crept across his face as he lowered his arm to wrap it around my shoulder. I felt him pull me close and I couldn't help but bite my lip as I melted against his chest. It's not smart to sneak up on a sleeping dragon, David. Otherwise, something like this might happen. I made a small gasping noise as Zenith quickly pressed me against the cool ground on my back. His form towered over mine, and I could see him up there grinning like the cocky bastard he was. His large hands held my shoulders down. All I could do is wiggle, and then you find yourself in this position. Concede, struggle, flirt. Use simpler words, please. Concede. As I lay there on my back, I knew there was no way I was going to overpower him. I gave a dejected sigh with a roll of my eyes. You got me, you got me. You win, Zennith. Happy tough guy. I stuck my tongue out at him. It was the only weapon that came to mind. That's not fair. Stop being so cute. You're gonna kill me. With a grunt, Zennith rolled off of me and back up against the tree. He stretched his wings out, followed by his arms as he yawned. I hadn't noticed before since he kept his wings furled, but he really was massive. I'm surprised he didn't crush me when he was on top of me. Whoa, slow down there. So, I see you didn't bring anything to the picnic, huh? Hey, I brought myself. That's the most important part, right? No, it's not. I laughed a bit and shook my head as I unfurled the blanket and set it down in front of the two of us, carefully setting the picnic basket down as well. Well, I can't really argue with that, but still. Look, I'm pretty new to this whole dating thing. I mean, fuck, a picnic? I haven't been to a picnic since I was a kid. Don't worry, I can definitely tell. You're looking responsible and packed for two. Wait, did you say dating? Yeah, I mean, that's what this is, ain't it? I like you, you like me. We're sitting under a damn tree in the park having a fucking picnic. Sounds like a date to me. I froze for a moment, those words resonating. I definitely felt something for him before, but I didn't know he felt the same way. Sure, he was hitting on me at the bar, but that was different. What? You okay there, David? Yeah, I just didn't expect you to say something like that. What? That I like you? I'll admit it. You're growing on me, kid. Remember how I told you that you're the first person in a long time that I've been able to just talk to? I wasn't lying. I finished setting the picnic blanket with sandwiches, jello, and utensils as Zenith spoke. I could feel my cheeks radiating warmth as I blushed at his compliment. Sappy? I ain't fucking sappy. I'm in touch with my feelings, alright? Big deal. I laughed and remembered Jason's words, how Zenith was really just a big sap under all those muscles. It seemed to be true. He put on a big show, but I could tell that this dragon had a big heart. So, if you don't mind me asking, why am I the first guy in a long time you're able to talk to? You seemed pretty popular back at the club. See, that shit's different. That was all Rose's idea. Rose's idea? You mean the whole flirting thing? Yeah, that was a big mess. Hell, if I hadn't met you, I'd still be caught up in all that. Haven't answered his texts since that night. I watched as Zenith's expression turned dour again. His topic was obviously difficult for him. I felt like I've grown close enough to ask enough. Ask about being a cop, ask about Rose. Damn, these are all interesting topics. Ooh. Let's see, which one do I care about the most? The accident, duh. Besides, he did say that I could ask about his past, so it's a long story, David. I haven't really talked to anyone about this in years, but I trust you. Hey, trust gained. Level up. I watched as Zenith reached for a sandwich, exhaled deeply, and leaned back against the tree with one arm behind his head. He peered off into the distance as he idly munched on it between words. This was back before I worked at Amorous, a couple years prior. I just finished training to be a cop. I was real green, you know. I felt like I could take on the world. So you liked it? You kidding me? I loved it. Felt like I was really making a difference in a lot of people's lives. My partner, he really helped me get through a lot of rough times. Oh, you had a partner? Was he as big as you? Oh, hold on there, you haven't seen it yet. Oh. I smiled. I was just imagining Zenith in one of those buddy cop movies from the 80s now. Nah, smaller than me, but I respected him. Hell, I looked up to him. He taught me everything I know. You see, Dad walked out when I was just a whelp. Didn't really have much of a father figure in my life. I guess he sort of fit that role for me. I can definitely understand that. I'm guessing you two got along real well? More than well. Rich and I, well, we were best of friends. I felt like nothing could stop us. That is, until the Fire Nation attacked. I could see the blood leave Zennith's cheek as he paled before me. Sit and listen. Move closer. I could see the pain in Zenith's eyes. I wanted to be there for him, for whatever he was about to tell me. I scooted closer to him, close enough that we were almost touching. I remained quiet though. We got a call about a robbery. Dispatch said the guy was holding up a convenience store with a knife. We were the closest patrol en route. We were supposed to wait for backup, but I had a fire in me when I was younger. Rich said we should wait, but I didn't listen to him. Told him we could handle it on our own. I barged into the store, gun in hand. Rich had no choice but to follow behind me. Was a scrawny kid. I shouted at him, bellowed even. Freeze! Drop the weapon! Must have startled him, seeing two cops with their guns drawn like that. He pulled out a gun from his coat pocket and shot at me. I thought that was it for me, but everything happened so fast. Rich had pushed me out of the way, took the bullet from me. The store clerk grabbed the bat from under the counter and knocked the kid out after he shot, but by that time it was too late. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The shit this guy had seen, I had no idea. I swallowed hard. I could see Zenith fighting back the anger. I was an idiot. I got him killed. If I wasn't such a headstrong fucking kid. God damn it! Comfort him. You can't blame yourself, Zennith. It was an accident. Would Rich really want to see you like this now? He cared about you. Cared about you enough to save your life. Yeah, I know that. I just couldn't bring myself to accept it. I'm guessing that's why you quit the force? Yeah, that'd be why. I was a mess. Couldn't even bring myself to buy flowers anymore. Too many memories. What kind of flowers were they? White lilies. Every week I'd go to the same place on 3rd Avenue. Little flower shop. Buy the same bouquet of lilies. But after a while, I just wanted to forget. So that's how you ended up at Amorous as a bouncer, right? You got it. And that's when I also met Rose. He was much nicer when we first met. Being in the state I was and wanting to forget about my past, I kinda lost myself in that guy. Yeah, he definitely seemed not so nice when we met. He was getting bored. He'd also get me to wrangle the cute guys into threesomes. His charms, my looks. It was hard to say no to a couple of guys like us. I drowned myself in all the sex as a sort of escape. Then I became too dependent on him. I noticed. It almost seemed like he was holding on to your leash back at the club. No offense. None taken. It was true. Had you not stirred up that argument back then, I'd still be doing the same thing over and over. It means a lot to me. You being here to listening to me like this. Haven't felt this free since back then. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world right now, Zennith. Underneath all that muscle, you're a big sweetheart. Yeah, well, you're pretty adorable yourself. You can't flatter me and not expect to get some back. There it was. That big smile finally returned to Zenith's face. I hated seeing him so upset, but in a way, I feel like it was a good thing that he got it all off his chest. The dragon took a deep breath and sighed before looking down at me. He blinked. I blinked. Our eyes locked in that moment. Neither of us spoke a word. I could feel my heart beating wildly in my chest as I absorbed all of his features, took in every detail. Could he see me blushing? He was blushing too. I bit my lower lip. Kiss him! I couldn't take it anymore. I just had to have Zenith. Before he could react, I leaned up on my tippy toes to press my lips against his. He seemed a bit surprised by this, but certainly went with it. Nothing else really mattered in that moment. I could feel his arms wrap around me and pull me up against his chest. I felt so tiny compared to his large frame, but it was oddly comfortable to be wrapped up by him. I hiked one leg up against his hip to better leverage myself as we kissed. His tongue danced with mine. We groaned softly against one another as our hands roamed and explored each other's bodies. I felt that large clawed hand come to rest on my plump backside. Before he got a nice handful, a shiver ran up my spine. I could feel my plump flesh pour between his digits as he groped. I didn't stop him. Gasps turned into heated panting, and I hopped up against his muscular form, wrapping my legs around his waist as he held me up with ease. I broke from the kiss with him, a stray strand of saliva connecting our tongues for a moment before I looked around. Nobody seemed to be looking this way for the moment. I've got a few skills of my own, Zenith. I smirked devilishly as Zenith peered over at me with this confused look on his face. Right as he was about to say something, I pressed hard into him, using my weight to knock him off balance. Success! He was caught off guard, and the big dragon toppled onto his back with a heavy thud. You little devil. With me on top, I straddled Zenith and I leaned down just enough to catch the hem of his tank top between my teeth. I slowly started to pull his top off with my mouth, finally able to admire his toned, sexy body without any clothing. When I got near his chest, Zenith pulled his shirt off the rest of the way, tossing it aside with a wide grin. Oh! Just what do you think you're doing, David? Having a good picnic. What does it look like? I half-lidded my eyes and winked slyly as Zenith. My hands came to rest on his belly, slowly tracing upwards while his hands found their way on my backside. I gave a little wiggle back into his exploring gropes, chewing on my bottom lip the whole time. Our heated encounter was getting more and more lewd by the second, before I stripped naked right then. And there I blushed, looking around once again. We couldn't do this here. Zenith? Maybe we could continue this another time? I don't want to gain an audience. Zenith turned a bit red and fumbled for his tank top as I leaned back off of him. He quickly pulled it back over his head before clearing his throat. I'd call that a pretty successful picnic, wouldn't you? Considering we barely ate anything, I'd call it a disaster picnic. But one hell of a date. Come here. Zenith scooped me into a hug and swung me around like a rag doll. I mean, who was I to stop him? I just nuzzled into his chest and sighed deeply. It was definitely a good day. After he pulled me down, we both shared a little kiss. Mwah. Call me, alright? I ain't done with you yet. We both shot each other lustful little stares before he laughed and waved goodbye. I giddily bounced in place just thinking about all that transpired today. I couldn't wait to get back home and text him. Well, that's where I'm going to leave this session off of Amorous. If you guys like what you saw, follow me on Twitter at KawaiiRaccoony. Links in the description down below. Watch me on Fur Affinity at KawaiiRaccoony. Link in the description down below. If you guys like this video and you would like to see any video similar to this one, leave a like, comment, and if you like what you see, please do subscribe. My name is Lovely Parasite, and I am out of here.